Hi, it's Miles Red, songbird in New York City, Michelle Birdsong. Talk about, we can see the picture, that's Miles Red Birdsong and Robin Birdsong, her daughter, Edwin Birdsong's daughter. Okay, Edwin Birdsong, Disneyland dad. I used to call Edwin to give him reports about singing Robin's lives. Those are his children by me, his second wife. I wasn't taking a chance on him losing interest in them. I grew up without a father, and I knew I was needing my father. As a child, I knew this. I prayed for weeks, maybe months, and begged the Lord to send my father. I thought he had not heard my prayers or had not answered my prayers. Fast forward to adult, because my father never came for me. Fast forward to adulthood, in 1979, in India, at a meeting with Jesus Christ, 20th century Jesus Christ form, Charan Singh. He trained ISO India, decoded. IND is a train, the 8th Avenue train, subway. Trained Isaac Adam. He's now human. Adam was an ape. He's now human, Michael Bublé. Okay. Out of the blue. So, Charan Singh said in the meeting in India, out of the blue, which father, knowing along with billions of other people across the world that reincarnation is real, I knew what he meant. Fast forward to he meant, which father from which life are you asking for? Fast forward to 2019. I find a father, John Milton, author of Paradise Lost here. And he was also Homer, who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. And his real name is Milton Harris, this life. And he was my father in a past life. Also, David Knight, who works on the InfoWars, was my father in a past life. Also, the Black American economist professor, Thomas Sowell, was my father in a past life. And that's all I can remember off the top of my head. But, I found, or he let me realize, that I am the daughter of the sun. My father came to me to let me see he and Jesus Christ loves me. So the thing about the Lord, he doesn't come on your time. He comes on his own time. He answers our prayers on his own time line. And he's amazed in grace. Okay, his grace is amazed. You go down this corridor, you get a goodie. You go to the left corridor, you get a goodie. You go up, another good. It's a maze. His grace is a maze. It's not linear. He doesn't say, here, take this money, take this love. You have to go up and down, around, in and out to get it. But that's all right with me. I'm not complaining. I'm explaining. Okay, I told Judy Redinger at breakfast this morning that she's Eleanor Roosevelt, that I was feeling nervous because my daughter Robin Birdsong was upset with me because she asked me if I had called some girl's mother a whore. I have hoax, but she said whore. It sounded so terrible the way she said it. I'm very sensitive. And I said to Baba G in my ear, did I actually say that? He said, it's all right. It's all right, yeah. after I did talk and share with myself and moved those fear feelings that had gotten frozen and other negative emotions along, I became clear-headed. And I was able to go downstairs and have breakfast and say to Judy, listen, Judy, you're right. We're in purgatory. And because Judy wants to die half the time. She says, you want to die? She's 50, no, she's 77, I think. So about Edwin's age. So I said, I go to heaven. She wants to die, I go to heaven. She gives me. So I said to Judy, we're in purgatory. You cannot move from here and go to heaven until you get rid of your grudges, until you start to love everybody. And she said, yes, we're supposed to love everybody and ourselves. I said, exactly. And I said, you have to love Eleanor Roosevelt. That's a part of her that she kind of rejects because she says she doesn't agree with Eleanor Roosevelt's politics. She was a socialist, Democrat kind of person. Her husband was FDR, who started socialist projects. So I said, Judy, can you love somebody whose politics you don't agree with? And she said, I think so. I said, well, if you think so, then you can do that and move into a heaven state of mind. So let's hope she does it. I gave her the information. I thought about it yesterday, and today I did it, so I'm pleased with myself. Tweet from Candace Owens at Real Candace Owens. Everybody know who Candace Owens is? She's a very intelligent black lady who tells the truth. And so she says, oh, will they report accurately? No, she said, oh, will at CNN smear us all as token Negroes, or will they report accurately that the black conservative movement is here and it is big? We love this president. We love this country. And we are here to claim our piece of the American dream. The Democrat Party is over. Hashtag MAGA. Okay, and then there's a tweet from Dag. At Dag. At Dag606. I'm at the hotel where the summit's being held. There are MAGA hats and other DC merchandise for sale. $10 for the hat, not provided by the President of the United States. Al Sharpton is a liar. Okay, so that's they're talking about what Al Sharpton said, that the president bought the hats for the black summit meeting that he allowed to be held in the White House. And so Candace said what she said to Sharpton. Did you get that she was talking to Sharpton? Yeah. Now Candace Owens says for years and years, she's still talking to Al Sharpton. Your pockets have been lined by racist white liberals so long as you worked to keep blacks up on their plantation. You stood side by side with racists and helped them to destroy our communities. At long last, your time is ending, coward. We are free. Twitter.com, the Rev Al statue. Okay, so that's good news, right? So, let's see, when you turn on the lights, the rats scurry. Careful, you too don't get the bite. I'm responsible. I just saw a video where a bald-headed white girl, I'm responsible for my own feelings, not for anyone else's feelings. I just saw a video where a bald-headed white girl is jumping up and down, admits to being scared of a cap, C-A-P, cap. Is the cap wearer supposed to stop wearing his cap because of her irrational emotional response to the way he chooses to dress his head? Of course not. The law, the Bill of Rights, gives us the right to speak our truths freely, even if others don't like what we say. We are not responsible for people's feelings. If the truth hurts, one needs to toughen up, as I had to get tough these past 4 years when I was on the street, in and out of homeless shelters and drop-in centers, breaking my teeth. Why? Because the money I helped my first and second husbands earn, they wouldn't share with the person who worked hard to help them earn it. Now that I'm no longer homeless, thanks to Father Tom and Chris and St. Francis of Assisi, Robin Birdsong, my second husband does send me a little money. What's my story? I met a guy with an amazing head of hair during the time of obsession with hair, the 1960s. He was a student, a vet. He tells me 10 minutes after he sees me he's going to marry me. I am an airline stewardess. He bends over backwards to get me to fall in love with him. He takes my niece and I to be in the photo. My niece is Benita Long, to be in the photo for the album cover for his friend Roy Ayers' first solo album. It's called Stone Soul Picnic. Note, I'm breaking the don't explain, don't apologize advice somebody gave somebody. Okay, back to what I was saying. Edwin took me to a shoe store, and this is soon after we met, and helped me pick out shoes that were plenty big for my 9.5 size feet. Then he walked me all over Manhattan to see every jazz artist that came to town. We went to see Oscar Brown Jr. in a club in Harlem. We saw Freddie Hubbard in the Village Vanguard. In Vega, we chatted with Dizzy Gillespie. His projection, John Leibowitz, is a drummer who lives at St. Francis of Assisi with me. Robin, St. Francis of Assisi, stopped by to visit with me last week. She was in town because she was on her way back from her father, Edwin Birdsong's funeral. That's Edwin Birdsong's picture on his album, What It Is. Okay, then what happened? We took a photo in front of the Valentine's sign, the Happy Valentine's sign. It should say Happy Saint Valentine Day. So I noticed how they dropped the saint from Valentine. Baba G was Saint Valentine. That's why I know it should say Happy Saint Valentine Day. But anyway, it's a beautifully drawn sign. You must admit that. So, and Orlando Rodriguez drew it. He was Orville Wright, one of the Wright brothers who co-founded aviation. The other brother was my son, Sing Birdsong, Wilbur Wright. He was also Jimi Hendrix reborn. This is Sing was. Sing was Sly Stone projected, George Gershwin, Lionel Richie projected, Will Isaacs, Miles Red ordered in Energy Will. That's what I said, Will Wright. That was Sing Birdsong. And Sing Birdsong was Mozart. And Sharon Singh projected, and who was Jesus Christ. And the Saint Sardar Bahadur Jagat Singh. So then Edwin convinced me, this is shortly after we met, that he was some kind of special guy. And he was. He was Bach, Irving Berlin, Mr. Spock, and the painter Marc Chagall. Come to find out, I was some kind of special girl. I had been Marian Anderson, the black opera singer, Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, Einstein projected the Ashkenazi Jew genius, and so many other greats. Edwin said to me once, if I was a girl, I'd want to be you. If you were a boy, you'd want to be me. Not exactly true. I didn't tell him this because I didn't know it then. If I was a boy, I'd want to be Jesus Christ. Gurinder Singh, the Buddha. The Buddha is Gurinder Singh, is Jesus Christ, 21st century. Okay, you follow me? Corey Shores, a 14-year-old singer-songwriter, asks, where have all the great men gone? The two new bodies, Corey. They're still here. You wouldn't recognize them. They've changed so much. Even their names have changed. JFK is Kyle Koshov. How do you say his name? That's his name. This is JFK, reborn as Kyle. He was from the Parkland High School shooting. He survived that. I saw a picture of him, Kyle, with a gun. He understands you have to protect yourself now. People think because they don't know how to do something. No, that's Will Smith, St. Thomas the Apostle, talking for Chris Garner in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. What I was going to say was, people think because they don't know something, nobody else knows it. That's a big ego trip. A little humility is in order, please. Admit you don't know everything. Admit some people know what you don't know. Do you know that Lionel Richie was President, James Madison, the father of the Declaration of Independence? I know, because he was my husband in a past life. Do you know Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has been reborn as Lou Randinger, my grandson? Bet you didn't know that, unless you've been listening to my other videos. I could do this all day. The explorer Christopher Columbus has been reborn as Martin Luther King Jr.'s mother and my daughter, Melanie L. Spear. Anyway, back to Edwin and I. When he was trying to get me to be his, he wrote a song, I Love You, Michelle, Yeah, Baby. He recorded it on the Supernatural album, on his Supernatural album. Okay, on our Supernatural album. I'm supposed to be taking my credit here so Edwin can pay me off so Edwin can move on back into the physical. Right now he's got too many debts. Looks like he's going to go down. Okay, let's hope he doesn't go down. Let's think positive. All right, or you can hear the I Love You, Michelle, Yeah, Baby song on the Supernatural album. I think it's at Amazon.com or Discogs, Discogs, if you want to hear it. Or you can go to Michelle Birdsong YouTube channel and see pictures of Edwin and I. Bo Ramakrishna, who did the video, put pictures of me at an earlier time first on the video. So I told Edwin, you need after I heard that song, and I had heard another song he wrote, I said, you need a recording contract. He got one. Thanks to Johanna Vagoda, the same man who was my husband in a past life. I know it seems like I haven't had a lot of husbands, but I had over 10,000 births. So he was my husband. Vagoda was my husband in a past life, who, when he asked Edwin and I if we thought Stevie Wonder could cross over from lowly soul singer to major pop star, I practically jumped up and down praising Steve. I was a huge fan, and I believed in him. Even though I thought he took my dream, he was doing what I had wanted to do with my life. I had wanted to make a lot of money for my mother in my life. So there I was working in a dry cleaners beside my mother, making $40 a week. But anyway, I believed in, not at this time, that was at an earlier time. Now I was in New York with Edwin working on his album, What It Is. I told Johannan in effect he could make a lot of money if he took Steve on as a client. He did. The rest is, as they say, history. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The first step is an idea. Edwin told me, one of the few direct compliments he ever paid me, he said, "You have good ideas." Come to find out, that was an understatement. The truth is, as the daughter of the sun, the source of creativity, my DNA, my genes also makes me a source of good ideas. So it's just, it's not just a lightweight thing. I actually am a source of good ideas. I'm the source of ideas in the States, in the U.S. Okay, so Edwin used to come by where I worked at the 5th Avenue office of the Fontainebleau Hotel near 57th Street and 5th Avenue and pick up ideas, my ideas, the song lyrics I would have written while awaiting for someone to come in and need something, a reservation which I would then call one of the women from the back to take care of. I was a receptionist. But that never happened. Nobody ever came. They did all their business over the phone. So I rode, and Edwin would pick up my work and walk it down to the producer Ted Cooper's office at Pocket Full of Tunes, West Farrell operation on 54th Street and 5th Avenue in Manhattan. West Farrell is, or then was, married to Frank Sinatra's daughter, Tina Sinatra. Frank Sinatra has been reborn as Adam the Ape, Michael Bublé, now a human being. I know. See. K-I-N-G, King. Elvis, too, was Michael Bublé. And Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Jesse Belvin, the spiritual Beatle, George Harrison. B at Bublé. Bubbles, B, put a B here and an S. Bubbles, the ape, monkey, Michael Jackson was a projection. Michael Jackson was a projection. That was Michael Jackson's friend, an ape named Bubbles. Michael Jackson's projection was of the one-time ape was Michael Bublé. I'm the ape. I was his madam, Eve, who did receive blows. An ape didn't know how to treat me, and E.T. from the sun, he who lights our way till day is done. The sun told me today he was proud of me for having the courage to tell the truth. If God be for us, who can be against us? God being Gurinder Singh, who was also proud of me. So the billboard reads 25,000 lost New York City jobs, $4 billion in lost wages, $12 billion in lost economic activity for New York. Thanks for nothing, AOC. That's Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. The group also, this is a congresswoman. She's been in office 2 months. She's 28 years old, who led the fight against Amazon coming to New York. Jeff Bezos was my husband in a past life. So he was trying to do something nice. Right? The Amazon planet, the group also issued a news release hitting hard at socialism and AOC. The Amazon pullout, they said, is a perfect example of what we've been saying. Socialism takes and capitalism creates. The economic consequences of Amazon's pullout is just a small taste of the harm that is to come if Ocasio-Cortez's anti-business canon comes to fruition and is made federal policy. Job Creators Network President and CEO Alfredo Ortiz said in a release. And then I say, these guys are working here too at St. Francis of Assisi residence. David H. Harbins was Zig Ziglar, and he was the model for the Michelangelo statue David. Robin Birdsong, St. Francis of Assisi, was Michelangelo, who was Queen Victoria, the Empress of India, who was married to Albert, Prince Consort, who is now Earl Percy, UK businessman and aristocrat decoded. Anne's daughter, Robin Birdsong, a her Isaac saint, ordered consciously to see her at Earl Percy's side. New topic. Just as AOC lost New York City billions of dollars and thousands of jobs, the people who are mistreating the daughter of the Son, who is the wife of Jesus Christ, Michelle Birdsong, is putting the world in jeopardy. I'm not putting the world in jeopardy. The people who are mistreating me are putting the world in jeopardy. If Jesus Christ, Gurinder Singh, and his wife give up on this world, the people are too selfish, ungrateful, closed-minded, immature, unwilling to grow, learn, and listen to reason. And they return, and Michelle Birdsong and Gurinder Singh, Jesus Christ, return to the high heavens. The sun, who shines to give his children light, the Michelle Birdsong and Jesus Christ light, will have no occasion to rise to, and will leave the world to be cold and dark. Feel me? Because it's a very serious time. Don't play blind. Take responsibility. Try to be a better human being kind at this time. Mild Red Songbird, the Michelle Birdsong, signing off until next time.